We're back. I know I haven't uploaded in a couple of days, but hi guys, it's your boy Coreboy back at it again. Today we're actually going to be starting part one of what's possibly going to end up turning into a two-part video. Um, because I've been wanting to make it for a while. I've just been trying to like gather my points on it, and I've really wanted to focus on this one today and then do the second one at a later date. Um, and I will start this off with saying that these videos are meant to talk about the more of the this one at least is talk about the highlights of Halo Infinite, the things that this game did right, what I would like to see brought over from this game into future Halo games, because I think the big talking point right now is we're kind of nearing the end of Halo Infinite's lifespan, possibly with it seeming that way at least when it comes to content. So they're more than likely focused on the next Halo title. Then the next video is going to be talking about the things that I would like to see worked on, not me trying to like bash the game in any way, but more just critiquing certain elements of it that I think could have been done better within this game compared to other titles as well. And there's going to be some points that kind of contradict here and there that I will explain further in this video, at least as it goes on. So we have quite a few talking points. We have a lot to go over because, to me personally, I think Infinite is probably one of my favorite Halo titles. It's definitely in my like top three. I personally do love this game a lot, and we're going to talk about that. There's a lot of reasons for it. I know a lot of people may disagree with me. I know a lot of people are kind of wary of this game, and I will say this, and I'll be completely honest. Whenever Halo Infinite first came out, I was not the biggest fan. I definitely fell suit to I heard YouTuber opinions and said, bad game. Oh god, I have game chat on. That scared the absolute fuck out of me. I'm turning that off. That scared the shit out of me. But yeah, so I definitely fell victim to that, and it's definitely another thing that I recommend for anyone to do. I recommend that if you're going to, if you're wanting to play a game, don't listen to somebody else's opinion and let it sway you. Actually go play the fucking game yourself and give it a shot and see how you like it. Form your own opinion around it. So that is a thing with this video as well. Do not use my opinion as your own opinion. I'm just talking about things that I like about this game, and we're going to be doing it while playing Halo Infinite because, well, I would make no sense to play any other game but Infinite, even though I do definitely do that sometimes. But today, like, the big thing that I want to talk about that I love about this game, to me, one thing that I've said about Halo Infinite since I've started playing it, and I've been playing it for a while now due to my grind that I've been doing for Hero, the biggest thing that I've said about this game, the thing that I want to see in the next Halo is, I think this game just plays super fucking well. I've said this about this game since I first picked it up, and I will still die by it. To me, whenever I play Infinite, it is the perfect mix of old school and new Halo. It is just, wow, that is nice. They got Gravhammer. That's awesome. But this game to me just feels like a perfect mix and match of what Halo was when we had it produced by Bungie and what 343 did with Halo. This game just feels like a perfect middle ground. I love the fact that the game, instead of being more focused on like setups and everything, because if you remember in Halo 4 and 5, class setups were a thing, which I thought was really fucking weird, and definitely one of the lower points of 4 and 5, to me at least personally. But then with this game, we went back to the classic of, hey, you have these two things you spawn with, you fight for power weapons and power-ups on the map. And to me, that is just perfectly done in this game. I just love the way it makes the game feel. It feels a lot more engaging when it comes to picking up these weapons. Plus with the movement as well. This is, I think, personally, the Halo that feels the most engaged with the best and like most fluid gameplay of any Halo in the past 10 years. It feels fluid. It feels like a good game to play. Whenever I play other games, because I do play quite a few FPS titles, I do find myself almost comparing certain ones to how Halo Infinite feels as a game. Not directly what it's about or what the game is like, but there's certain core elements of this game that just feel so fucking good. Like gunfights, they feel good, and that doesn't even matter on connection, because I play this game a lot, so I get put on a lot of different connections when I'm playing. Sometimes I'm playing 30 to 40 ping, sometimes I'm playing 20, 10, even up to like 100 plus at times, because at night, there's less lobbies, so you're getting more varying like places of where people are playing from. And I never really noticed it like really affects the overall gameplay. Of course, there's like minute things that you need to change, and that comes with any game when it comes to connection. Like there's things that you're just gonna have to change depending on where people are coming from and like where you're but also like what your connection is that game. And in this game, I feel like it's very minute compared to other titles we've had, and I feel like Halo has always really done well at that, of like, oh, I'm playing on 80 ping, but I can like slightly change some things up and I can still perform very well against players. And then also talking about gameplay as well, that also comes to map design as well. I think this game has very, very solid map design. Even like the core maps that came out with the base game, they all just feel good in their own way. They don't feel clunky. They don't feel like mismade or anything like that. There's certain ones that I like more than others, and do not get me wrong. There's maps in this game that I typically just like am not the biggest fan of, but that doesn't mean that they are designed poorly. They all fit around how Halo Infinite is meant to be played. And I personally am a big, big fan of that. Like, that is one thing to this game that has always stuck out to me as a player is it just feels good. Like, this game just has this flow to it that is damn near unmatched from any other Halo, and personally, I absolutely love that about it, and I hope it's something that we see, like, sticking in later Halo iterations, and I would say that we will more than likely. I've always said it, I don't want us to go back to how Bungie Halo was. As much as I do love those games, let them stay in their own era of Halo. Like, that is what I would rather see, compared to 343 trying to do something that they don't want to do, or what their vision of Halo is and isn't. I personally really like the way these games have went for the last, 10 plus years that 343, and it seems like they've just honed it in more and more as time has went on, and it's just always felt really good. And this game, I think, really shows just how well 343 can make a Halo, despite the game's issues. I would like to say that, like, a big thing that people need to remember about this game is it had a pretty fucking rushed dev cycle, so it was made pretty fucking quick, unfortunately, and it did end up kind of showing in the final product for a while of, like, just how fast this game was produced and made, which was unfortunate, but also okay. That is crazy that he fucking got me in that. But, oh, what the fuck? Oh, I just have open mic on. Disabled. Sorry about that, fellas. I didn't mean you had to hear that. I was like, I really know this story. I was like, wait, why the fuck is my mic moving? A couple days ago, we were playing fucking ranked, and we needed to fucking talk to a teammate because this fella was fucking up. But I think overall, like, this game is just damn near perfect in every single way. Like, at least when it comes to a gameplay perspective. I think going into, whatever it is, Halo 6 or 7, whatever they decide to call it, because this one's called Infinite, and then, yeah, I don't know exactly how they're going to do, like, the numerical, like, name or not. I don't know if they're going to call it, like, like something, like, close to Infinite. And I definitely do, like, wonder about that sometimes, but other than that, though, like, I want them to keep what they did gameplay-wise intact from this game to the next one. I think that is just a huge thing that they need to hone in more on, because this game is damn near perfect, at least in that talking point. With maps as well, I think they also just very much shine in this game and just feel really good and fluid for the game style, and still maintains the core Halo, like, trademark of how Halo is played and what it's like, how its multiplayer flows compared to other games like Call of Duty and such, where it's more build a class around it and then fight with that. This, like, Halo's always had a core thing of, like, you have two weapons you spawn in with, or one weapon depending on what mode you're playing, and then you fight for power weapons and you fight for like armor abilities as well, which I think has always been a strong thing in Halo. And one thing that they've really, really shined on in this game compared to other titles in the last couple of years. And I know that there are people who, like, miss the class setups. That's so fucking stupid. Like, you're telling me that didn't hit him? Okay, sure. I guess not. But I think that there's some things that they need to keep in mind when going into the next Halo. And I think another thing that they need to keep in mind when making the next fucking game is... I'm gonna fucking kill myself on this map. I think this is one of the few maps that, like, actually that just pisses me off sometimes with fucking design. That spot's always been there since Halo 3, but damn it, that made me mad. I literally had the dude down to no fucking shields. He was one shot, and the fucking little thing there it fucked me up completely. But another thing about this game that I think is very much defined within its gameplay characteristics is, one, how fucking good the gunplay feels in this game. Like, this game has the most consistent sandbox, I think, of any Halo. I think any weapon can be used, and they can be used effectively. Even the ones that I don't even use necessarily the most, like the Cinder Shot or, like, the Pulse Carbine hater, by the way. That's me. I will always be. It's at this point a fucking bit. I don't actually, like, hate the fucking... I don't think it's, like, the worst thing Halo's ever fucking made in their entirety of, like, the series. It's just my least favorite weapon within this game. It's probably my least used weapon as well. But I think one thing, like, this game just has a really consistent sandbox. And I will say this. Despite it being small, and I do have some complaints about that, and I will talk about that more in the complaint video, like, where I'm more of, like, critiquing the game instead of just hyping it the fuck up, because I do love this game. So, of course, I'm gonna fucking hype it. I play this game every fucking day. Like, why would I not be talking about the things I love about it? It wouldn't make any fucking sense if I didn't. Um, but I'm going to talk about it a little bit here of like why the sandbox is so small. If you have played Halo for a while and you were specifically around during the Halo 5 era, you'll remember a lot of people complained about how versatile and how big that game's sandbox was. And the only time I ever really complained about it was when it came to talking about the kind of pay-to-win element with some weapons and the variants of weapons that you could get, because I'm personally not a fan of that at all in any means, and that comes with any game. It's not just Halo. I hate that in any fucking game. I hated it when it was in COD. I didn't like it when it was in Halo. Like, it's just not a fucking thing that I'm going to change my mind on at all, because I just don't fucking like it at all. To me, it's just a bad game choice, and it's just a way for the teams to make money, but in a not so great way compared to how they did it here in this game. And with this game even having like a very small sandbox, every weapon feels unique. They have their own personality. Even the weapons that they have added that are new to the series, and I will say there are some new weapons, maybe not added in later, except the Bandit and the Bandit Eva, which even then feel pretty different from one another using them. But weapons like the Hydra, or the Commando, or the new shock weapons like the Disruptor and the Shock Rifle, the Stalker Rifle, some stuff like that. Like, they all just feel good, and I actually really do like them. While I do wish there were some additions, which, like I said, I will talk about in the next video we make talking about this whole thing. But other than that, like, I think that just feels really fucking good. And the next thing I really do want to talk about that I think is a standout point of this game is the customization of Spartans in this game. I mean, I know some people have mixed opinions on the core. I think with cross-core, I think it's become so much better than what it was on launch. But also, I actually really like the core aspect, because you have, like, the base core and you build around it, and I personally really do like that in this game. I like that style, especially like with how like the tech suits change depending on like what your character is wearing. But I think this game has the best Spartan customization that we have seen in a very, very long time. I mean, these are all of mine that I have, and I just fucking love it. And they introduced armor from older Halo games. They introduced some new ones. They introduced some really, really cool shit in the passes. Even the operations, I've made my gripes about it, and it's not something I'm really going to talk about in the next video, because I don't think it's a huge talking point. I just think it's a small little thing that we should actually talk about. But we've seen, like, new helmets and stuff come in. We've seen new chest pieces, new arm pieces, like, a lot of new shit. And then I've seen people argue about recently about, like, even the armor effects. Like, while I'm not the biggest fan of them, I've seen some insane builds done with these that I really fucking like. So I really do hope we see those in the next one as well, especially, like, even, like, the effects that you can do on your armor, like when you're sliding around or jumping. And I do like how they even had them on weapons as well, with like the kill effects. Of course, I will show those off as well. But you had like these kill effects, so like when you killed people, like they would have like certain animations that would happen, and I love that. And even weapon customization in this game is so fucking good with the coatings, and then we have like the models, and I have my main one for the AR, which is the M85 from Combat Evolved, because like it's the GOAT. But like all the other ones are really fucking cool too, and like the more they added, like there was some really fucking sick ones in there, even for like the pistol. Like this one's fucking crazy. And I liked it because they had it like around a certain theme. They had it with the vehicles, they had it with the body. And one thing I would like to see more is like AIs added to the game, because there's so fucking many, and there's like different ones that they could do as just like originals, like whatever. Also, like this whole thing, like the customization of like the nameplate, the palette, the backdrop you would have with it. Also having like the stances as well for your characters as well, for after like you win a game and you're showing like the whole team off. Like, things like that I think are just amazing about this game. I think they need to stay in for the next title. I think a lot of the maps in this game are really good, and they could really build off of it. There's certain ones, like I said, that like aren't my necessary favorite, but like most of these are really, really good. Like I think Behemoth plays better now in squad battle than it did in regular, but I still really like this map. I really, the only map I've had an issue with ever is like Cliffhanger. It's not one of my favorites. I think it's too open and also just a little too fucking big. And like some of the ones they've added in later that are made by Forge creators, but even then, like, I'm not going to critique those, because those aren't even made by 343. Those are made by people who are making stuff in Forge, and I think even for like Forge, they're really good. But even like core maps that we've seen come back, like Detachment, I think is possibly one of my favorite maps in the game. I don't know why, like what it is about this map. I just really like how it plays. I know it's a bit bigger in scale compared to some of them, but something about this map, I think it plays really cool. There's a lot of really cool pods like hit, like clips on and shit that I really, really do like about it. It's something that's always stood out about it to me. But like even then, like we have a pretty decent sized map pool that I think is pretty fucking good. You play quite a few of them quite often. I mean, there's definitely times where I'm like, I've played this map 3 times, I don't want to plug and play this game. But even then, sometimes I will just stick it out and play it anyway, because I do like how the maps feel in this game. Now, the campaign side of things, I do want to talk about, but I'm not going to do it in this video or even the next video. I'm going to do a whole video on the campaign after we do our playthroughs of all the Halos, because we are doing that. We're doing, I'm going to talk to Bradshaw about it, so I want to do like a bit of a thing with Bradshaw where we either do Legendary or Lasso. I'm still going to do both either way. I'm thinking about doing Legendary just so I can get the achievements in MCC, which are like the par time and the par score for each mission, and then do Lasso as like, hey, I want to go fucking complete all of them on the hardest way I can do it. But that will be for a later time. I think the playthrough themselves are going to be individual videos, but the Lasso one, I'm just going to make like a huge montage, so that's going to commence the end of this grind. When we get to Halo Infinite on Lasso, that ends it all. We are done with the Halo. That means we've hit Hero. That means we've done the whole fucking grind for MCCs, like the tours, more than likely. And if we're not there by then I'm still gonna do like a huge video showcasing like the funniest fucking moments, all the clips that I've hit, and just going into stuff like that. But other than that, though, guys, that's what I'm going to talk about today. That's what we're done with. I do want to hear people's fucking opinions down below about how they feel about Halo Infinite. Where do they think the game should go? What do you all think should be taken from this game and integrated into the next Halo? Because there's a lot about this game. There's a lot of things that should come back. I think things that should stay within the next Halo title, and I want to hear about them down below. And then, of course, in a couple of days, maybe about a week, we'll do the things that I wish were changed about this, what I would like to see updated and revitalized for the next Halo title. Other than that, guys, I'm gonna hop out of here. I love you all, and yeah, later.